Of course, the game's not gonna let us just in there. Because we have to let main character get his last dues here. This is all we could do. Wait, what about Holy? What's gonna happen to the planet? That, I don't know. Isn't the rest up to the planet? You're right. It's time for my special move. Mother! Mother, no! Mommy, help! That's what Sephiroth is saying right now. We've done all that we could do. It's okay. Starlight calls for Mom's help a lot. It's okay. Doesn't matter that Sephiroth can blow up the solar system. You know, he's just not good enough to wipe out the party, especially to take out Tifa. It's just not good enough. You got to do more than blow up the solar system. All right, everyone. We did our best. That's it. Game over. Let's get out of here. What happened? I feel it. What? He's still here. Still. Cloud? He's laughing. Cloud! Then you get this scripted fight. Cloud will always have his level 4 limit break here. Even if you don't have it. Look at Sephiroth trying to act all cool. Shirt off like he's Cendril, like he's all serious. Bye. Alright, Cloud, putting into this. You get your limit break and you get to absolutely destroy Sephiroth with Omni Slash, even if you don't have Omni Slash. What is happening? What the hell is happening? Well, Zarzla, I can't really tell you. End of the game. Literally, I can't tell you, other than Cloud just like either use Slipstream or Astral Projection or use the Force, you know, whichever thing you would like to use there. Basically uses the live stream to cut out the cancer that is Sephiroth infecting the live stream. So you get to Omni Slash him and get rid of him, and there you go. Then you get the ending. Live stream, like I said, live stream. Come on, Cloud, you're behind. think I'm beginning to understand.
What?
An answer from the planet. The Promised Land. I think I can meet her there.
Yeah, let's go meet her.
Hey, where is everyone? Hey!
Glad you're all safe.
Seem to be safe too. But now what are we gonna do? Holy should be moving soon. And that means this place will. Lady Luck, don't fail me now. Remember, Lady Luck. Emergency! Yes, the High Wind had one final emergency for him, which I always thought was super cool.
The flower girl?
Epic, it is. It's really cool. Sid saves the day. There's Meteor. You can tell it's super close now. It's ripping Midgar apart. That's not great. Looks like Holy failed. Wait a damn minute. It's gonna happen to Midgar. Can't let that happen.
I had everyone take refuge in the slums. The way things are now.
It's too late for Holy. Meteor is approaching the planet. Holy is having the opposite effect. Forget Midgar. We've got to worry about the planet.
What's that?
The hell is that? Live stream. Is this whole thing a cutscene? Yes. It's the ending cutscene.
It's coming.
So Aerith, using the power of the Force, helped Holy beat back Meteor. And that is Final Fantasy VII. Good night, everybody. Hi, Budby. Welcome to the stream. Yay, Neon Spaghetti. Always prepared that, Sid. Is he Batman? Sid's better than Batman. And I like Batman. There you go. There's Final Fantasy VII. With some crazy... We're not quite done. There is something after the credits. So, stick with me. They show a little bit more after the credits. Personally, if you've watched some of my other LPs, you have seen the power of the Holy Spell. And, like, this is supposed to be even more powerful, because it's this special materia in this game. You can't tell me Holy couldn't have just beaten back Meteor. You've seen me cast Holy in certain games, especially if you've seen Final Fantasy, Tactics. You've seen me use Holy to great effect. You can't tell me Holy couldn't beat back Meteor. But whatever, we have to include Aerith and the live stream / Force, the Force in it. So there we go. What Final Fantasy do you guys want Sin to play next? 8 or 9, 6, 8 or 9, 6. Alright, that's a lot, Zarsla. The next thing I'm gonna stream is I want to stream some of Toukiden 2. Oh, I can do that. That's what I'll do. It'll take me for the next hour. They have a demo up, so I can play a little bit of the demo for all of you before I get the game through GameFly. As for Final Fantasy, because I do want to keep playing Final Fantasies, the Jedi Master Force pushed the big rock back into space. Exactly, Mace. 6 is awesome. I really like 6. I'm thinking about doing one of the older ones, because it'll be different after playing 7, because I don't know them as well. Like, of course I've played them, but I don't know them like I know 7 and stuff, just because I haven't played them in so long. maybe 3 because I have it on Steam. I have a when I did the Final Fantasy 1 playthrough, I have the 1 and 2 cartridge. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I emulate it, but I have the 1 and 2 Final Fantasy cartridge. So it would be that one. It'd be the remake. Yeah, I think all the ones on Steam, I think all the ones that are on Steam I have. I don't think I have 13.2, but meh, it's 13.2. Let me check for you. That's much harder to do on PC. I wrote an RPG once. It was terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. It's fine. I'm not good at writing stuff. But let's see. I have 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. I think that's 10 and 10.2 because it's the remaster. 13, 13.2, 13.3. Yeah, so I'm just missing a few that are on Steam. Like I'm missing, I don't have 13.2, excuse me. I don't think I have 13.2. I think I just have 13 and 13.3. I don't think I've bought 13.2. But yeah, most, if not all, the ones that are on Steam I have. I will not be playing 11 or 14 because they're MMOs. And I don't really play MMOs anymore. So those are ones that I'm going to skip out on. I might do a video just talking about them. I can talk a little bit about 11. I can't talk much about 14. I can talk about how 14 was utterly terrible before they remade it, and now how it's really good. I do know that. The music here at the ending that I've been talking over, sorry, is really good. The music here at the end. But yeah, I have a lot of Final Fantasies to choose from, and I will be playing... I'll be going through all the Final Fantasies, including some like spin-offs, but I want to... Like, I played Final Fantasy Tactics. I will go through Final Fantasy. I mean, it's one of those really big series. It's just gonna take a while, because it's Final Fantasy. There's a lot of games. And RPGs just take a long time. Okay, 500 years later... Yay, little cubs. And you can see the remnants of Midgar. I believe that is supposed to be Red 13. Just a lot older. And there's Final Fantasy 7. Like, I don't know what you're supposed to take from that. That humanity was deemed unworthy and wiped out, and only, like, Red 13's race got to stay. Because, like, Midgar is completely just grown over. Crisis Core explains that? Okay. I don't remember. Supposedly. I don't remember Crisis Core going over that. Maybe it did. And it just shuts down the game. Cool. I expected like to stay on the end screen or something. That's neat. Let me pull the game back up real quick, so I could talk about 13. So there's something there. You know, I'll just leave it on this screen. Or not 13. Excuse me. So I'm gonna talk about Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 7 is one of those legendary games, just because of when it came out. The fan reaction, how big the fan base is, just because this was PlayStation 1, people were blown away by the graphics at the time. The graphics haven't aged well. The Steam version cleans them up a little bit. They're much more blocky in the PlayStation 1 version. Excuse me. It's one of those games that is well thought of. People always say they love Final Fantasy VII, best RPG ever. It just has this huge following and fan base. For me, I tried to show off everything I could for Final Fantasy VII. The only thing I really didn't show off is the duplication trick for the sources, but you really don't need that. That's going even beyond overkill. I didn't even use the sources, and I'm doing max damage. But I showed off everything. I showed off KOTR, Chocobo breeding for the Gold Chocobo, the races, we beat Tio once, which was awesome. Everything. Showed off everything I could for Final Fantasy VII. For me, Final Fantasy VII will always be one of those great RPGs. But it's not the end-all be-all that everybody says it is. Final Fantasy VII has a lot of flaws too, which I've gone over the course of these streams. Sephiroth is not that great of a villain. He's more annoying than a good villain. Like, I hate him just because he's not a great villain. He kills Aerith, which I'll never forgive him for, but other than that, he's not a great villain to me. He's not even a very good villain. The characters in your party do have some neat moments, but it'd been nice if they all got like a side quest or something to flesh them out even more. I feel like the people in the party that I had there at the end, you get the most of. You get a lot of Barrett as well. You get some of his backstory, but I would have liked even more than that. I hate really quick, going over to chat. I think 6's villain is better. I hate Final Fantasy 6's villain. But I mean that in like the best possible way for like a villain. I hate him. I like destroying him. He is a better villain. He is by far a better villain. I hate him with a passion. He's a good villain. And that's Cendril's logic. He hates him because he wasn't evil enough. Well, it's not that he wasn't evil enough. I mean, he tried to destroy the planet. It's that there's no character behind him. There's no... He's just there. I could replace Sephiroth with anybody. Literally anybody. And do the same plot. Of, like, summoning this meteor. But, like, Final Fantasy VI's villain, for example, he has character. Yes, he does almost the same thing as Sephiroth. But he has character behind him. There's no character to Sephiroth. It's exactly as May say. Sephiroth, especially Sephiroth, is a flat villain. You never truly interact with him. He's just there being evil, period. yeah, he's just there. Which is why I would have liked Shinra as the main bad guy more. You interact with those characters. You interact with the Turks more. Especially if you do the Wutai side quest. You interact with them more. They have more character behind them. And that's how I feel. Plenty of people are going to disagree with me. As I lose half of my subscribers. Because people are really passionate about Final Fantasy VII. But that's just my opinion. I've always felt and always will feel Sephiroth is just there. He's not a very good villain. There's no character there to me. But there is no mistaking Final Fantasy VII is one of those iconic RPGs. Just because of the fan base, how it got a lot of people really into RPGs for the PlayStation 1. And helped a lot of people grow up to be big RPG fans. Start looking for other role-playing games, for other games like this. Other Final Fantasies. Maybe they fell into Dragon Quest because of this. It really did, just because of its timing on the PlayStation 1, which was a console that a lot of people picked up, and this was the game that they got. And it really opened up the doors to a new generation of RPG players. I understand all of that. I understand the historical gaming significance of Final Fantasy VII. But to me, Final Fantasy VII really didn't age too well with some of the things. Graphics being one, but graphics is always low on the totem pole for me anyway. If a game is good, a game is good. Graphics just make it look even more pretty. And there are some things in Final Fantasy VII I love graphics-wise. I love Knights of the Round. I love the summons. The summons look great. In the materia system is highly breakable like that, but it's still a fun system to play around with. But you just need more from the characters. You get quite a bit of Tifa and Cloud. You need more from the side characters. You get a little bit of Red 13. You get some of Barrett, but you could have just used some more of the characters. Overall, it's a game that I can get through. It's a game that I really like. But to me, it's not that end-all, beat-all game. Like, you always see Final Fantasy VII, at the top of every RPG chart ever. And that's not true. This one, or another game that's actually really, really good. It's up there for sure, but the plot of Final Fantasy VII is not great. After you start getting to just Sephiroth, and you really don't do much with Shinra, it's just like Mesa. It's just flat to me. Like I said, one of the best villains dies midway through Disc 1. And that's President Shinra. You can take it up with my secretary. He's a bad guy. He's listening to classical music in his tower while he just brings down the plate to kill thousands, if not, if you just think Midgar is just this really huge city, millions of people, and he's just listening and thinking about profits and how he's going to turn this into a great PR move. There with his cigar. He's a bad guy. There's personality there. There's a character there. We never get to truly explore it because he dies to the 2-bit villain Sephiroth. Because they want to make Sephiroth the big bad. But you could tell there's a lot of personality behind President Shinra. It's like they had a lot planned for him, and then decide, oh man, people aren't going to like him as a villain. Let's off him and put in this guy called Sephiroth. It feels that way to me sometimes. Book V, I wish there was more of Red. He's got an interesting history. Yeah, I wish there was more of Red 13. Or Nanaki, if we will. I do. I wish there was more of him. More of Vincent in this game, not having to go play the Dirge of Cerberus spinoff, which is not a very good game. to get more of Vincent. Just more from the characters would have been nice. But Final Fantasy VII is chock full of stuff. A bunch of side quests, the chocobo racing stuff. There are side quests here and there when you go and explore around. These little mini games that you get throughout the game. Gold saucer. The major downfall of the Final Fantasy VII to me is the villain and the plot. Like, the plot's just not very good either to me. It's very convoluted. You never really get any straight answers to me. Hi, Swift. Hey, Rockhawk. Got some more people showing up. Awesome. We just finished Final Fantasy VII, and I'm doing my ending spiel for the people that will end up watching this on YouTube. And then I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna turn on the PlayStation. I'm gonna stream some Toukiden 2 for the last hour. The plot is just super convoluted where it doesn't need to be. They try to fit in all these plot points and all these things with the live stream, and Holy's really cool, but it gets lost for a lot until like the very end there, and then you get to see it. It's not. It just feels like it kind of goes all over the place. You have the huge materia, big chunk. It's like they couldn't decide whether they wanted Sephiroth to be the big villain, but they couldn't decide how much they wanted to have Shinra be involved, because they started with Shinra as the bad guy, and then they kind of wanted to push them aside, but they couldn't decide how. Because they just had to have this Sephiroth guy be the villain? I don't know. I think it would have been way more cool to just have Shinra be the villain. And you're just going up against this corporation that just has its fingers like everywhere because of the Turks. Final Fantasy VII suffers from trying too hard. In some ways, it does. In some ways, it really does. You get lost a lot of things. And like Bookby says here, then there's those what the question mark moments. Like, what was Hojo trying to do with Red in that tank with Eris anyway? Well, he actually answers that, but it just still, that's really creepy. There's all these conflicting things. Final Fantasy VII is to RPGs what Halo is to FPS. In what way? That's an interesting thought. Go with it a little more. This game is great. But I'm not going to sit here and be one of those people that tells you it's the best game of all time. It has no flaws, like some people will do. Because it's not. It does have flaws. I've talked about them, all throughout this series. The flaws Final Fantasy VII has, and some here at the end. Again, some of this is my opinion. But I think I think my opinion is worth something just because of my experience with RPGs in general and video games in general and the Final Fantasy series. Expert is probably pushing it, but I definitely know a lot. And those are just my observations. People will disagree on maybe the plot thing, although I think I have a lot of standing on the plot. And the villain people can debate me over, and that's fine. There's just a lot better villains out there to me. But make no mistake, Final Fantasy VII is a great game. It still is a ton of fun to play, especially when you know all the things. Halo was so many players' first FPS, so it must be the best. Okay, I get that. yeah, it's sort of a reboot to the whole genre. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII ended up being that. So a whole bunch of people play Final Fantasy VII, and therefore it's just the best. Like, it was their first RPG. So it's just like the best RPG. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Book V. That makes sense. You know, for everything that I pointed out bad about Final Fantasy VII, again, this is a fantastic game. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun to play. It's a lot of fun to go back through it, get Knights of the Round, slap Sephiroth down. It's just the game is really good. But in my opinion, when people say it's the end-all, be-all, it's not. So, for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you had a ton of fun. I hope you've really enjoyed this playthrough. If you enjoyed it, please click the links below, donate to the channel, help me out so I can bring you even more Final Fantasy videos. Check out the streams, follow me on Twitter. I always post before I start streaming. Click the like button on the videos. That helps me a ton. Subscribe to the channel. Follow the Twitch channel as well. Again, you can find links to those below. And if not below, then on the main page, there's the buttons you can click on the top of the banner. Click all of those and help me out. I would greatly appreciate it. As Rughawk says, support this awesome man, even though no one on YouTube will see this. Yes, but they will hear this. And for those of you that did make it to the streams, greatly appreciated. And whatever the next stream you get to come to is, thank you again. Those of you watching this on YouTube later, like, subscribe, if you would please. Donate if you can. And it's all greatly appreciated. Thank all of you for the support. And until next time, I'm Cendril 9. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.